What's up? It's your boy. Back for another one. What are we going to talk about today? We'll talk about oppression because as a black man, I was told all my life I was oppressed. Yeah, I dealt with racism. Who hasn't? Doesn't matter what race you are, you dealt with racism. But when I was told I was oppressed, I was told the wrong people were doing the oppressing. I was told that everybody's KKK or white supremacists or Nazis. But as I began to go down the rabbit hole, I learned who the real oppressors are. So ask yourself, who are you really mad at? Is it another race? And why? What does it benefit you? At the end of the day, what positivity does being mad at your fellow 99% bring you? Does it add any value to your life? Do they add any value to your life? Do they affect your lives in any way? For anybody to target a whole race? But as I went down the rabbit hole and learned who the oppressors are, my mind started to change. My life started to change. My attitude and personality changed because the real oppressors, the Bilderbergs, the Klaus Schwabs, the same old people. They seem to get away with everything, while everybody else is blamed for being the oppressors. So how do we fix that? People gotta come to the realization that the ones actually doing the oppressing are the ones running the planet into the ground. You don't gotta take my word for it. They talk about climate change. Sanctions on Russia or sanctions on you. That's to interrupt your ability to feed yourself and your family. Now that I look at it, we are all oppressed in a way. Because the 1% sit up there, draft these plans for us, plan them out for decades, and hatch them, and we suffer as a result. Our rights are taken away, and nobody seems to care. People's idea of fighting oppression is signing on to demonic groups like Black Lives Matter or Antifa or QAnon and picking up picket signs. Speaking of QAnon, I remember around the first time when it first came out. They weren't bad at first. QAnon was actually started by Trump people. 4chan, 8chan. Sort of like how my old group Anonymous started. See the coincidences? But then evil actors took it over. But now I see QAnon and the Q-tards trying to make a comeback. Why haven't you trust the plan? What plan are you talking about? Was it for QAnon, this country would be in better shape. Without QAnon there on January 6th. And I know Black Lives Matter and Antifa played a part too, but without QAnon, there would not be people sitting in prisons. No trial, no rights. They're sitting in prison. Some of these people never even stepped foot in the Capitol. Some of these people are being questioned just because they sign on, they fall on a different side of the political spectrum. Now let's get back on topic. Oppressed. This word oppressed got men against women, young against old, insert race against insert race, and that doesn't help us in any way, because the real oppressors are literally getting away with murder. They're trying to install the one world government, currency, religion throughout the world. Agenda 2030. Agenda 2020 was deflect from China. Now, I'm not going to fight oppression by taking handouts from the government when I know how the government really feels about me as a black man. How do they feel about you as a white man, Hispanic, or Asian, or anything else? It lets you know how they feel when they tell you to get this stuff in your body. When they almost said something again, because like I always say, I'm trying to tiptoe the YouTube censors. They tell you after they orchestrate events, and then it's back to the saying I always say, cause the problem, solve the problem. And with that event, you lose more rights, so you're oppressed even more. But there's also another kind of oppression, demonic oppression. Some of you, without you realizing, have been indoctrinated into the New World satanic order. But let me explain myself. You ever find it strange how you can have all the facts in the world and all the truth, and people won't look at them? They still go with the lies. The government could tell you something is right. The Bible could tell you something is wrong. And you side with the government. Your body, your choice. First of all, God's the creator of all life. So let God have the choice. God said, I formed you in the womb. In the womb. That wasn't 2 weeks later. Wasn't 3 weeks later. Wasn't 7 months later. It isn't weeks outside the womb either, where somehow people so indoctrinated into this satanic New World Order that they look the other way when a baby could be 2 or 3 weeks old, and they call it abortion. Is that where we come as a nation? So it's no wonder that we're in the condition that we're in. It's no wonder that we're about to hit that iceberg. Oh, we definitely hitting that iceberg, but how we hit it is up to us. There's only a couple of ways out of oppression. It depends on how you're being oppressed. The Bible and the truth. You know the saying, the Bible says the truth shall set you free. And it does set you free. I didn't know all this stuff at first. I never asked to know all this stuff. But God revealed it to me. Just like He revealed it to some of you. God is the author of all truth. I find it strange that people have been fighting the same struggle for decades, for generations and generations. Their mother and father has been fighting the struggle, grandparents, great-grandparents. But where's the progress? You pick up these signs and go so hard for the government. What do you get in return? I mean, people got crack pipes and George Floyd statues. Crack pipes and George Floyd statues. Then they hold the carrot in front of your nose, talking about reparations all the time. They're not giving you reparations. If they gave you reparations and wanted you to prosper, they would have been gave it to you. They just talk about it. It's holding the carrot in front of your nose. So comes the point, you gotta ask yourself, am I oppressed? What is truth? Truth passes a few simple tests. It never changes. More truth will be added to, and it always will contradict lies. But in itself, it's not contradictory. Well, that's all I got. I'll catch you on the next one, and I'm out. Peace.